My sister was the golden child, until I ruined their lives. My older sister Emma was only 18 months older than me, but she might as well have been royalty. Same house, same rules, completely different universe. I always wondered why she got treated like a princess, while I got treated like the help. But when I discovered the twisted reason behind it, I made sure our parents regretted every single choice they ever made. Growing up, Emma got the master bedroom while I slept in what used to be a storage closet. When we both wanted to learn piano, she got a baby grand delivered to our living room, while I was told the recorder was more my speed. When we both got our licenses, they bought her a brand new BMW while handing me bus fare and saying, public transportation builds character. The excuse was always, we need to invest in Emma's future first. But what really broke me was my 16th birthday. I'd been begging for months for a laptop to help with school projects and college applications. They said $800 was too much to spend on something I might break. 2 days later, Emma mentioned she wanted to redecorate her room. Again, they dropped $3,000 without hesitation on furniture she'd throw out within a year. That's when I started paying attention to the real pattern. They weren't just favoring Emma, they were actively sabotaging me. When I applied to colleges, they somehow forgot to submit my financial aid forms, forcing me to take out massive loans, while Emma got a full ride to an Ivy League school that Daddy's company just happened to donate to heavily. When I graduated valedictorian, they missed my ceremony because Emma had a minor fender bender with her BMW and needed emotional support. But the real gut punch came when I was 20. I overheard a phone conversation between my mom and my grandmother. Mom was complaining about how I was too independent and didn't need them anymore. Then she said something that shattered my world. Emma was never supposed to survive her birth. She was born 3 months premature, and they were told she might not make it. So they made a promise to God. If she lived, they'd give her everything and more. They saw me as the backup child, the one who didn't deserve anything because I wasn't the miracle baby. The favoritism wasn't random. It was calculated punishment for not being the one who almost died. I kept this secret for 3 years while I built my revenge. I graduated summa cum laude from college despite the debt, got into medical school, and specialized in pediatric surgery. Meanwhile, Emma coasted through her Ivy League school on Daddy's donations and graduated with a useless art history degree that she never used. She moved back home at 24 and spent her days shopping with Mom's credit cards while I was saving lives in the ER. When I was 27, I bought a house in cash from my surgeon's salary, while Emma was still living in her childhood bedroom asking for allowance money. That's when they realized they'd bet on the wrong horse. Emma had racked up $80,000 in credit card debt from her shopping addiction and came crying to Mommy and Daddy for help. They expected me to chip in for family, but I had other plans. Instead of helping, I hired a private investigator to dig into our parents' finances. What I found was beautiful. They'd been embezzling money from Dad's company for years to fund Emma's lifestyle. Company cars, luxury vacations, designer everything, all paid for with money that wasn't theirs. I waited until Emma's 30th birthday party when all our extended family was there, including Dad's business partners. I stood up to make a toast and thanked my parents for teaching me that love had to be earned through achievement. Then I announced that I'd be paying off Emma's debt by purchasing it from her creditors, and that she'd be working for me as my personal assistant at minimum wage to pay it back over the next 20 years. Then I handed Dad's business partners copies of all the financial records I'd obtained, showing years of embezzlement. The room exploded. Dad got fired and faced criminal charges. Mom had to sell her jewelry collection to pay for lawyers. Emma's credit cards were all canceled, and she had to move into a studio apartment for the first time in her life. But the best part was when they all came crawling to me for help. I looked them dead in the eye and said, sorry, I only invest in miracle babies.